We have with us Dr. Kamal, Karnatak Group CIO of RJ Corp, a homegrown MNC into foods, beverages, retail, healthcare, and education, driving growth in India, Asia, and Africa. Hi, Kamal. Welcome to the session.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. So, Kamal is a multifaceted leader in technology, CIO community, arts, theater, social service, and marathons. And he will tell you the secret of how he does it all. Well, over 28 years, he has worked in different industries and innovated in different areas. He possesses a deep understanding of the DNA of IT and is a true entrepreneur, internal entrepreneur, someone who isn't limited by the organizational boundaries and unhesitatingly addresses current and future issues uh, with focus on business operations and scale. His rich experience ranges from Aditya Birla Group, DCM Shriram, and Unitech before he joined RJ Corp about a decade ago. Well, we have me and Kamalda, as I call him, have many things in common. We are both from Almora, and the same teacher, TP Masab, he taught us, prepared us for getting into engineering. And the funny thing is that we discovered it during our prep chat that we have so many things in common. Coming back, Kamal's leadership philosophy is that there is no stress if you love what you do, and he loves many things he does. And by the way, this came out of my question that, oh my God, you're doing so many things. Isn't it stressful? So he will share his insight about how to do it all. The emphasis is on all. And we will cover his journey with the focus on a few things. Evolution as an entrepreneur, change management secrets, empowering people. He will talk more about it. Operational excellence plus innovation. You need both to do what he's doing. Work-life maximization. So as I was talking to Kamal Bhai, it was like, it's not about work-life balance. He's like maximizing both work and life. So I coined the term work-life maximization, doing all that you love, and he will decode it for all of us. And building a strong team, foundation of great operations. And as usual, we'll be focusing more on the maximizing work and life part of it. We'll end the chat with a rapid fire round to bring out the personal side of Kamal, and then a reverse question to me. But for now, Kamal bhai, before it starts sounding very much loaded with serious things, so let's get some energy going with the icebreaker. Please share the most, you can say, funny or most interesting incident in your professional life.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you, Jagdish, for this wonderful opportunity. I have been a part of many earlier ClariChat session as an audience. Now it is me coming into the stage. So it is a very good platform, not only for budding leaders who are witnessing this, but also for existing tech leaders like me, because we learn from the mistakes and from the life journey of other tech leaders. So thanks for providing this platform. Now coming to funniest experience, that is actually starts before I went into my professional journey. It is my interview experience. But before coming into the actual experience, let me first provide some context so that audience can understand that. As you mentioned, I was born and brought up in beautiful hill town called Almora. At that time, we did not have many mediums of entertainment. So reading books was my passion. At an early age, I read a lot of spiritual books that were kept at home, such as Ramayana, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavad. So those were kept at home. So when I was around 13, 14 years, I read it all because there was nothing. Later on, I joined the local library, which was near our school. And one section there was, which I particularly liked, was on Bengali literature or Hindi translation of Bengali literature. So I read books of Rabindranath Tagore, Shankar, Vimal, and all those good writers. So with that context, now let's move on to the interview part. So I was pursuing my BTech in textile technology from Kanpur. In those days, all the good textile companies were in Punjab. So it was all of our dream to get a job in Punjab. And normally those companies used to come for campus placement after March. And our exam used to happen in the month of June. So we used to prepare for those campus interviews with suits and all those things. In that year, one company came from Calcutta, and we came to know that this company is coming from a prestigious Aditya Birla group, and they came in the month of January. But not many people were excited about it because they have probably kept their dream for Punjab. But I was very much excited. After the written exam and group discussion which they took, I was selected for the final interview along with my other colleagues. So in interview board, there were two gentlemen on the board. One was from HR side and another from the technical side. The HR person asked me the very first question, why do you want to come to Calcutta? So I answered that I had read so many books on Calcutta and I was fascinated about Calcutta. It's a great place. I have read Chaurangi from Shankar. I want to visit that hotel and all those things. So he asked which books I had read. So I shared many names. One of them was Sahab Bibi or Gulab. This was a book by Vimal Mitra. Later on, movie was also made on that. I had not seen the movie. I had read only the book. So upon hearing this, that gentleman started discussing about the book. So we discussed and discussed about that book, about the character of Bhutnath, character of Choti Bahu, and all those things. For next hour or so, we were discussing about the books. Then later on, he asked me if I had read Gitanjali by Rabindranath Tagore. So it was a famous book. So I said yes. He asked me if I could recite one stanza. I asked in which language, Hindi, English, or Bengali. He got surprised. He said, you know, in all the language. I said yes. So I recited it in all three languages. He was so impressed that I think
Wow.
probably he has made his mind. Finally, the technical person asked one technical question also, which I answered incorrectly. But despite that, I got selected in JST Textile. So that is a funniest interview, I would say.
Oh, this is really funny. So actually, a couple of things. One is while you were narrating this, I realized that, oh my God, we have another thing in common, which is reading. So
Yeah.
my family tells me that before I was in class fifth, I had read Surendra Mohan Pathak's and Gulshan Nanda's and all that. I mean, Hindi books were all we had around. And one of
Yeah.
my cousins, elder cousins, used to get all these novels, and I would kind of like just चाट जाता था उनको. Uh, uh, but this is funny. Well, something similar happened to me in one of my interviews later on. For the fast track scheme of Tata Motors. Uh, I mean, I had said, I am interested in Hindu philosophy and I'm interested in Ayn Rand. And this guy asked me a question. He said, like, how do you, I mean, what is the common or different between the two? And I said, both of them are, one and the same. Just that, Ayn Rand assumes that that you are the greatest, whereas Hindu philosophy says you discover that you are the greatest. And then we ended up having a discussion for half an hour, and there was no technical discussion. The other panelists were like, looking around at each other. Well, I made it into that interview. So, there's a term that I want to share with the audience. It is called FKGK. FKGK is Faltu Ki General Knowledge, and it actually helps to gather. I wouldn't call it Faltu Ki General Knowledge, but it helps to have areas outside of your immediate interest, which actually really build relationships beyond anything else, right? Okay, so Kamal bhai, thank you for that, and you got a glimpse of the various facets that Kamal bhai has in store for our session. But before we go forward with the session, I want to acknowledge our audience. We have CXOs, founders, IT managers, and seasoned technology industry leaders in our audience. And all of us know that technology is necessary, but not sufficient to drive business performance. The guests on Clarity Chat, like Kamal, have built the bridge between the necessary and sufficient with their art of managing technologies. And well, Clarity Chat builds the bridge between their learnings and all of you who are trying to make a impact with technology. So thank you all for joining us for the last 115 episodes and encouraging us with your interactions and questions. Well, may I request, I already have a few guys, sending chats out there, but may I request our audience to share their name and where they are joining from in the comment box of LinkedIn or YouTube. It comes to us here, and please also send in your questions. So let's see who have joined us here. And we have Amarinder. Greetings from the royal city of Patiala. Oh, Amarinder, so you are like off from the cool environs of Bangalore to the hot seat of Patiala. Well, I'm sure you're doing something useful there. And we also have uh, Mohit Harbola. Well, my team tells me it's Mohit. A great evening ahead with two industry stalwarts coming together for ClariTea chat. Looking forward to it. Well, Mohit sent me a chat earlier, and he's like, "Oh, today is a Uttarakhand ClariTea chat." I said, "Yeah, please join." So he's from Haldwani. So thank you all for attending, and please do send in your questions and where you're joining from. So, Kamal, let's get started. Maybe quickly, very quickly, give us an overview of your education, career, company's roles, and maybe just one highlight from each of those roles.
Yeah. So I would like to give one or two stories also. So how I moved from textile engineer to computer, so that it helps people that you can change your careers in between. So first of all, welcome Amarinder. Hope you'll enjoy your Patiala pack at Patiala. So enjoy that. So now I'm coming to my career journey. So basically, I'm a textile engineer with no formal qualification of IT. When I selected for JC Textile, as I told you in my interview, funniest interview, I was selected as a graduate engineer training. So I worked at a shop floor in different shifts, including night shifts. And life at that time was quite tough with sultry weather, lot of labor problems in Calcutta and all those things. While we graduated from college, we were thinking that we would be sitting in AC office. But in reality, it was like working with machines during night shift and, talking to laborers. And I was told that working with laborers is quite tough on the shop floor. So initially, it was very tough for me because as an engineer, we were not knowing much about the machines which were being used in factory. And especially in India, whatever we read and discuss during the engineering, that was already obsolete when you go into the factory. So obviously, worker would take us granted as they were knowing much more than us. But I started learning about machines, and those were the days before the internet. So we used to have a lot of manuals of machines and drawings. So I learned about those machines, and soon I gained the confidence and trust of workers. So they started respecting me. So after 6 months or so, I was one of the popular supervisor for those workers. At that time, a lot of machines were coming with computerized controls, and I was having some interest in computers. So I learned about those machines from the engineers who used to come for installation. So I got all the knowledge of process, machines, and computerized interface. So that was good for me. So now, after working nearly for 2 years in the different departments, a point came when I was roped in for a computerization of the production process, because everybody thought that since I know about the computer interface, I would be the best person. So it was a temporary assignment in then EDP department. Computer department used to be called EDP department. And EDP people tried to computerize production department earlier, but it failed miserably because users did not accept it at that point of time. So I was supposed to help computer people with process flow and design so that they could code the software as per my design. Again, those were the days without GUI, as they used to work on dumb terminals with Sybase as a database and APT as language. So I used to argue a lot with these programmers, as many times they used to say that this is not possible in software. For example, I'll give you one example. I remember that in language APT which they were using, for any field, if you want to press help, so you need to press Control and V. It was particularly difficult for production people to press both the keys simultaneously, because those were the days when people were not used to of computers and keyboards. So I just suggested that can we keep this as one key or any one function key for this. So I was told, no, this is a default behavior and you can't change it. I took it as a challenge at that point of time, because I was facing that problem in my shop floor. People were not using it. So I went back to the again voluminous manuals and learned about APT language. I found not only this functionality, but there were so many functionalities which can be simplified. So I put, for example, F4 for help at that point of time and simplified user interface for users. This helped on computerizing the department. So it was so well received by the organization that I was transferred to the computer department. So after 1 year or so, when we implemented this entire production program, I was transferred to computer department. Later on, I worked in various projects. For example, Y2K project, which was there at that point of time in 1999, and then I brought CLI into a GUI system. Later on, I became IT head there, and I brought enterprise ERP. So I worked till 2006 in JSC Textile. Later on, I moved to DCM for a year. I moved to Unitech, which was a real estate company. And finally, in 2008, I joined RJ Corp, which was a small company at that point of time. But I joined there in 2008. So this is my career progression over the years. Your voice is not there, Jagdish.
Oops. There's some background noise here, so I am muting myself when you are
Okay.
speaking, Kamal. So, typical problem, forget to unmute. So, I was saying that, as they say, पूत के पाँव पालने में दिखते हैं. So, Kamal showed those typical characteristics very early on. First one, and I mean, this is my takeaway from what he shared. One is that, learning and mastering something to gain the respect of trust and respect of workers. They say that the general has to run faster than the troops. And, what you did was like, learned and mastered those machines and gained the respect of the workers. And the second one was like, uh, way back when we did not have the term called user experience. You focused on the user experience part of it. That, you can build all the technology, but unless the users are able to use it well, I mean, how will it make the impact that we want it to make, right? So, Kamal bhai, yeah, obviously we skipped the RJ Corp. I think that's where your major body of work and your, you can say, evolution as a leader has come about. So all companies on one side and RJ Corp on the other. Seems RJ Corp got the best of you and you got the best of RJ Corp. So please walk us through the journey of becoming an entrepreneur at RJ Corp.
Yeah, so before going into the RJ Corp, let me tell you a little bit about RJ Corp. So RJ Corp is a combination of multiple companies. Two of our companies are listed. One is Varun Beverages Limited, which is an Indian multinational company that manufactures bottles and distribute beverages. It is the second largest bottling company of PepsiCo outside of United States and largest in AMESA sector. So Varun Beverages Limited is not only presented in India, but also there in Sri Lanka, Nepal, Morocco, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and we are coming up in South Africa and Congo. In fact, yesterday night only I came back from South Africa, where we are doing the IT transition. So this is one company. Second company is Devyani International Limited, where we are a part of Yum franchisee, Pizza Hut and KFC. We are franchisee of Costa Coffee. We have our own brand like Wango and Food Street. And third prestigious company is Creamwell, where we are selling ice cream and dairy. So this is all about RJ Corp. So as a group CIO, I am responsible for the entire IT of the group. Now coming to my journey at RJ Corp, when I joined RJ Corp, it was not a big company at that point of time. In fact, I was one of the first employee for IT. And then when I came in, I built IT from the scratch. So I built all those basic hygiene systems, for example, mailing. I brought enterprise ERP at that point of time. Later on, we moved to dealer management system. We have connected all of our dealers. We have given mobile interface to our Salesforce people who are going into the market and selling Pepsi and other products. We have so from very beginning we have made it a point that we want to have one global instance of ERP. So all of our businesses are using the same instance of ERP across businesses, across geographies, and we have in-house team who is supporting it. We have also developed mobile device management solution. We progressed into, now we are progressing into the third phase of our IT implementation. We are moving all the data into data lake, and we are creating AI and ML use cases with that data. We are also working on IoT and Industry 4.0, where we are trying to monitor productivity. We are trying to reduce the utility cost, and we are trying to do control-based monitoring. While through sensor, we are measuring vibration, temperature, and we are trying to predict when this machine will break down. So we are working on these use cases currently. You are mute again.
I realized. So Kamal bhai, just expound a little bit more on. See, generally what I have seen is, we do one big initiative and then we are like, I mean, it builds our builds our credibility in the company, and then we tend to enjoy that that nice happy place. But I think I mean, the way you have gone through different phases and different, you can say, aspects of technology, right, from your infrastructure in SAP in the beginning, and then going outside to partners and distributors, etc., and then now like going into data lake and all. So tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial what do you call, initiatives. What I mean by entrepreneur is that nobody asks you to do it, but you take those upon yourself by looking a little ahead into the future.
Yeah. So my view is that as a tech leader, every time you can't wait for business to ask the solution to you. Typically, tech people think that business will ask something from us and we will deliver. So they become order taker. As a CIO, I feel that as a CIO, you are the tech leader at the highest level. So you need to understand business. You need to understand business strategy. You need to understand the long vision of your management. And I always believe that technology should be like a salt. Its presence is not felt, but its absence makes everything tasteless. So it should be there at every point of business. It should work silently without making much noise, but must solve business and users problem. It should not be implemented for the sake of technology or for the sake of bringing that tool, which is a new shiny tool in the market, so you need to implement it. No, it should help users. It should solve their real problems. So as a tech, and also as a tech leaders, one should keep learning about the latest tech trends. Before anyone asks, one should be ready with the answers about how that technology can fit into our business strategy, uh, and create the same culture within your team. So I always believe that I cannot solve all the problems as a tech leader. So I need to create the same culture within my team so that they also understand what are the new technologies which are coming, and they also catch those trends and come up with the business solution. And as a tech leaders, I always fight with my team. When you come with a solution, come with a proper solution, how it is going to add value to the business. You don't come to me that I want to implement this tool. Come with me how it is going to add value to the business. And before going to the management, I thoroughly evaluate it. And if I go to the management, 9 out of 10 times they believe in that, and they actually implement, because they know that I have done my due diligence before coming to them. So this is the way I run the IT in this group.
Oh, I mean, the way that answer came with with the force and conviction. I mean, I was furiously taking notes. I mean, these are like golden words. So let me let me share my takeaways for everybody. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that don't be an order taker. You have to be proactive. You are the top person in the tech. You can't be the order taker. But then if you don't have to be the order taker, then what? I think that's where the next most important point comes, that you must understand the business and the business strategy. If you do not know the business strategy, where the business is going, how are you going to proactively work on the IT strategy and roadmap, right? Another one, golden word: technology is like salt. Its presence may not be felt, but its presence may not be appreciated, but its absence should will be felt.
Yeah.
And again, technology should not be done for the sake of technology, the next new shining thing on the shelf. It should be implemented for the sake of solving business problems and helping the users. Yeah, you have to keep learning about the latest trends and always keep connecting those with what your business may need in the future. And you must create the same culture within the team. So do your and the most important one, do your homework before going to management, because and I think that that will be much easier if you bring the business point of view. So so Kamal bhai, let me share some of my own experiences here. bang on. I mean, when I took over as the CIO, one of the first things I did was I actually got my team to gather the business strategies of both commercial vehicles and passenger car business units, and we basically went deep into it. What is the business wanting in the next 3 to 5 years, which is the time horizon of the strategy? And then we could actually figure out a lot of things that they were trying to do, but those will not scale up unless we support them with technologies. Some of them we didn't even have platforms. And then when we took that picture to the management that, listen, these are the things which will not be, I mean, which will have to be supported with technology, with new technology. I think it was a much easier discussion because the context was very clear. It was not new technology, but it was like the business strategies, scaling up the business strategy. Um, uh, there was uh, there was another one. Okay, but I'll pass it. I think it's your session, and I should be allowing you more chance to speak. But that's absolutely, I would say, golden words, Kamal bhai, and the way it came very naturally. So I mean, again, three key takeaways for me: learn business strategy. The IT strategy will come naturally. Do your homework and don't do tech for the sake of tech. So, Kamal bhai, now let's come to the most important thing, which probably everyone is, waiting for, which is how do you do all that you do? So, you're a multifaceted tech leader, but you're involved in many areas. Like you're very active in the CIO association. You do theater actively. You are into social service in Uttarakhand, and you do marathons, and you are also involved in academia. I mean, you take guest lectures over the weekends. The only thing that I could coin for what you are doing is work-life maximization. So tell us a little bit more about leisurely. Tell us a little bit more about what you do, what all you do, and how do you find time for it, and so on. And I'll ask you a lot of cross questions there.
Yeah. So I do a lot of things apart from my work, but what I say that all of the knowledge which I am gathering by either taking session for the schools or colleges, or going through a theater, or doing my voiceovers sometimes, I all learn during off period, and I deliver during office hours. So that is very important, because learning is not only coming from one side. For example, I will share one example. uh, I am attached to one organization called Pahad, which is on a Himalayan area research. They do something called Ascot Arakot Abhiyan every 10 years. So it is not like a normal trekking. This is from visiting one part of Uttarakhand, one side of Uttarakhand to the other side of Uttarakhand. So roughly 30-40 people go there. And one condition is there: you can't keep money with you. So you need to travel on foot, go to the villages, ask food and shelter from them, convince them so that they give you food and shelter, and you reside with them for a night, so that you understand your villagers problem. The motto is apne gaon ko jano, apne logon ko pehchano. But how you will recognize those people? So I took part in 2014. Hopefully, I will take a part this year also. Not for the 45 days, but roughly for 10-15 days. During that process, also I learned humbleness. I learned sometimes we feel that we are privileged lot, but we are not actually. What are the problems which those people are facing? So you need to learn that. So that is a social side of me. I also take part in theater. So I write uh, plays also. I perform plays. I direct plays. So that is another part of me. Then I used to do marathons. Currently, I am not doing, but I have done lot many marathons, more than 50 half marathons and 2 full marathons. I did 100 kilometer trail walk, Oxfam trail walk for the charity, which we finished as a team in 24 hours. So I used to do that. And for a CIO community also, I always feel that whatever I know, I should also give it back. So when I was doing my PhD, I made it a point that all the CIO community, they also move into the learning part. So we have tied up with IIT Mumbai, IIT Delhi, and created sessions for CIOs. When I was doing marathons, I made it sure that people who are, in the CIO community, they also take health as an initiative. So I always try to give back to the community whatever I am learning. So, and this helps me, releasing my stress. So I don't feel that this is my work, this is my life. There is no work-life balance. Everything is work, everything is life.
Awesome. That's what I called the work-life maximization. Kamal, one quick rapid-fire question here, and I think the audience by now knows the answer. Which is your busiest day?
So my busiest days are my weekends, because my weekends, I am taking a session, I am planning a session, or I am preparing for a session, or preparing for the next week's work. So my busiest days are actually my weekends, and my weekends are normally booked in advance.
Okay, so Kamal, by another question. I think that's a good one. So work-life maximization means your weekends are also the most booked, because that's where the maximization happens.
Yeah.
Another quick cross question here, Kamal bhai. When we talk to any working executive in any function, when you talk to them, they are like, they are so stressed out during the week that they are like, either catching up on sleep over the weekend, or they are they want to kind of recharge it during the weekend. And when you're saying that you are busy during the weekends, that means there's something that you're doing during the week, okay, which is making you different, in the sense that you're not that stressed about like the rest of us. So what is the secret? I mean, how do you get things done during the week? What is your operational philosophy which leaves you, I mean, low on stress during the week?
See, if somebody says that he or she is recharging during the weekends, it means he or she feels that they are getting discharged during the week. I don't feel so. I feel that I also got recharged during my weekdays. For me, my work is my recharge. So I need not to wait for weekends to get recharged. Every day I'm getting recharged over work. So I don't feel that work is a liability for me. I enjoy working during the day. Even after work hours, so we don't typically do a work hour, because as I said, we are working in a multiple time zones, and our teams are also working in a multiple time zones. So we work even after normal office work hours. So I don't feel that my work discharge me. In fact, I feel that my work is recharging me, so I need not to have a weekend to recharge myself. So this is my philosophy. So I enjoy working, and I also enjoy other things which I do. And I all feel that life is a combination of whole. You cannot say that this is my work, this is my life. So whatever you are doing, even your off time, you are using that for your work life. So that is my philosophy.
Absolutely. There's another one which I wanted to bring out from you. You have lots of stuff coming to you. Okay. So what many of us do is that we just take it all upon ourselves, and we don't like distribute it, right? So, it's like a river, like, you have tributaries and you have distributaries. So people have a lot of tributaries, work coming to them from all sides, but they don't distribute it enough. So talk a little bit about, leveraging your team effectively, and basically, like, giving yourself enough bandwidth by also getting your team busy. Because that is another thing we see a lot of times, that the boss is very, very busy, but the team is having a good time.
Yeah, so I work on two philosophy. One is, I always worked, and even before COVID, when work from home was not a norm, I always said that I am working on outcome based work environment. You need to deliver things. How and from where you are delivering is none of my concern. You must deliver whatever is assigned to you within the specific timeline and within the specific budget, and without making any unethical or any illegal things. You need to deliver your work. How you are delivering, where you are delivering, is doesn't matter to me. Second thing, I believe in empowering people. I actually force my team to make decisions, even if those are tough, or they make wrong decisions. I know sometimes that they will make a wrong decision, so I'm there to support them. but at least give them the chance to make mistakes. Always be there to support them. uh, Another thing, during hiring, I always think of hiring good and intelligent people, so that I don't need to do a micromanagement for them. I should be ready to learn from my team, and I am ready to learn from my team. So we discuss, we debate, but when we reach to a conclusion, then it's a one voice. We have made a decision, as a jointly we have made a decision. Now they need to deliver. So how they are delivering, I don't go and micromanage them. I empower them, and then they deliver. So I am relaxed. I am focusing on more advanced thing, more strategic thing, while they are delivering, and they enjoy delivering it.
I'm sure they would be loving it. Somebody who just lets them free and just focuses on the outcomes. So,
Yeah.
as the fact that we are, I mean, again, a lot of cross questions I promised you. The fact that you're in a company which is also focused a lot on manufacturing, distribution, and all that, doesn't it lead to disagreements with the HR?
So till now I have not faced this problem, because as an organization, as a senior business team there, we focus on outcome. So if people are delivering, so we don't count hours. So even someday you can work only 4 hours, someday you are working for 12 hours also. So as I was saying, there were 4 people with me in South Africa, and we were working from morning 6 to night 12, because we were supporting India as a country which is 3.5 hours behind, and we were during the day we were working there. And even during on 1st of May there was a public holiday, and then we called all the team, and they came also, and we called all the team there, and during the day we worked, and we worked till late evening. So it's not that they don't deliver. So don't count the hours, count what they are delivering in those hours. Otherwise, people maybe they are physically present in the office, but mentally they are off. They are visiting some social sites and all those things. So my goal is they need to deliver the work physically and mentally. They should be there.
Okay, so another cross question there, Kamal. I'm not going to leave you on this. Okay, so in our various CIO WhatsApp groups, we sometimes come across these questions that I want a screen monitoring software. We want to see whether people are working or what. What's your opinion on that? I know the answer, but it's still.
See, as I said, you hire good people, you hire good committed people, so you won't face that problem. And create a culture of delivering. If everybody is not delivering, then people will take that guy is not delivering. Why should I deliver? But vice versa is also true. If 90% people are delivering, 10% will feel that they are not delivering, so they are making some mistake. So create that kind of
Absolutely.
culture. If culture is there, then everybody perform that. And even 1 or 2% who are not performing, they get a message. So they leave us, or as of now, till now, we have not forced anybody to leave. But normally, people get the message, either they cross, they correct themselves, or they leave us.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, this is also a topic close to my heart. And my belief system is the same as you. I mean, right now I run a startup, and we have exactly the same philosophy. We don't really look at hours. We don't, but we do have a very, very disciplined daily call every day morning at 8 o'clock across the world. We join the call, and everyone reports on their deliverables, and there is and the pressure is on deliverables rather than on whether you worked or not. There are some people who work late night. There are some people who who want to take an afternoon nap. We don't care. We don't monitor. We don't care. So thanks for that. So let me quickly um, uh, replay my takeaways. So this is the most important section of our chat, which is like work-life maximization. So learn during the classes and apply during the work. So there's a cross-fertilization that's always happening. uh, Kamal bhai mentioned about the Pahad initiative. You go out without any money in your pocket, and you have to you have to get food. Teaches a lot of humility, but then also gives you a lot of insights on the ground. He writes, directs, and acts in theater, trekking and marathons, CIO community. But I think one thing that comes across is that whatever he's doing, he makes it a point to give it back. Typically in the CIO community, if he's running a marathon, he initiates something in health area in the CIO association. When he was doing PhD, he basically started the education initiatives in the CIO community. And another, golden word: life is a whole. There is no separation between work and life. It comes as a whole package, and we got to make the max of it. And again, when I grilled him on on how does he manage the team, so it is outcome based working, delegation, empowerment. How you do it, where you do it, and when you do it doesn't matter. But when you empower people, you have to be tolerant on their mistakes. You have to support your team, let them free, support them. You have to hire good and intelligent people so that you don't have to micromanage. And another one, Dr. Saab, which actually I heard and I will rephrase it. It is, I heard it in a conference. It said that agreement may not be 100%, but commitment has to be. That means you discuss various topics, you discuss, debate, and once you agree on a line, then everyone has to follow it and everyone has to be committed towards it. And lastly, create a culture of delivery if you want high performance. Okay, so let me go back to audience. I can see a lot of chats today. Either maybe LinkedIn has solved the problem, or we have a lot of interest. Okay, so let me come back to, so Sanjay Seth is here. Kamal bhai, I think you know him.
Yeah.
Okay. So hi Sanjay, thanks for attending this. Amarinder has a question. He says, how have you seen the outlook of business promoters and board of directors on technology evolve over a period of time?
So in our case, I am lucky that they understand technology, and when they don't understand, they trust me on that. So I have created a kind of trust relationship with them, that if I am saying something, I am coming with proper due diligence, and it is going to add value. And I always say that I don't monitor any IT budget. For me, if IT needs to deliver value, I'll get the budget. So you must deliver the value. That is more important. Once you are decided that you are going to deliver the value, you are going to get the money. And I am lucky that I am getting all that money.
Yeah, I think it has come out again and again, Amrinder, that the moment your focus is on business value conversations, your focus is on delivery, your focus is on how it helps the business, how it gets us, how it makes us more competitive. I think the money will come. If you go all about tech mumbo jumbo that I want to do LLM and I want to do AI and all that, but you are not able to show the business benefits behind it, it will be difficult. So we have a couple of comments from Sanjay. He says Dr. Kamal is very clear in what he wants. I think that's again a compliment, Kamal bhai, that the clarity, you have the clarity, and but he also didn't know that you do plays. Okay. Now there's another question from Praveen Sengar. He says, Dr. Karnatak, work-life balance is challenging in IT world wherein everything is urgent and mostly business teams are always in a rush. How did you balance between expectations and not burning your team? Good question.
Yeah, so I always feel that typically IT people love to do the firefighting, and this comes from the belief system that you need to be known to your business users that you are solving a problem. I work on the opposite. I say that I don't want to be known that I am solving a problem. As I said, that you should be like a salt. Your presence should not be felt. So you should anticipate the problems of the users. So don't wait for firefighting things to happen. Anticipate the problems and deliver it before anyone is asking you. If you are not delivering, then yes, obviously there would be everything is, as on yesterday, you need to deliver. It comes. But if you are ready with your agenda, you are anticipating the problems, you are already doing what probably user will ask you in future.
Yeah, actually, this reminds me, Kamal bhai. I mean, I was looking for that, that gap when I was saying I wanted to share something. So I remember now. Um, So there was this big launch that the company wanted to do. I don't want to name the company or the product, but everyone will understand. It was at a scale which was unheard of in automobiles. Okay, and well, we knew it because it was announced much in advance, and then the market launch, the product was unveiled, and then the market launch was 3 years later. And I was like, I was handling the CRM part of it, and then we we kind of brainstormed within the team as to, like, what all it will require, and we realized that, hey, it will require a different way of pricing, it will require a different scale in terms of the dealers, it will require different scale in terms of dealer support and all of that. And we said we have time, so we continued, like, actually we actually did a complete 1 year long upgrade of the system for that. And you know what happens? The year when it is going to get launched, that year the budgets were focused on that launch, on enabling all the departments for that launch. So they came and asked us that, hey, for CRM, what is the budget you want for this launch? And we said, no, we don't need anything. And they were shocked. And they said, why? You know what? I mean, for this launch, it's not that I can prepare for it in 6 months. The nature of it is that I need at least 2 years for that launch, and we have been asking for money and we have been getting it, so we have already done it. So there was nothing much to do except for the booking system, which was an innovation that we did. But yeah, I think it's another set of golden words that you have to anticipate. If you anticipate the problems, then you will not have to react to it, and therefore uh, uh, you will not be ending up burning your team. Okay, so another question, good question. It was supposed to be part of my rapid fire, but then it's coming in advance. So this is coming from Mohit Harbola. He says, I'm curious to know what inspired Dr. Kamal Karnatak to pursue a PhD, along with all the action he's in the middle of. Good question.
Yeah, so that was a very thoughtful decision for me, because as I said, reading is my passion. It was my passion. So I was reading a lot of things, but I was not, keeping a record of it, kind of. So I was reading, and probably I was forgetting also. So I thought, if I do a PhD, I will learn the methodology of learning. How, even if you have learned, how you will present that thing to the broader audience. So PhD has helped me in that. So for one whole year, since I did it from IIT Delhi, and they are very meticulous about giving any degree, being in IT. So 1.5 year I did classes, evening classes, where I learned about the research methodology, how to ask a good question, how to create something out of that answers which you are getting, how to present it to the audience. You cannot just write anything. For example, I still remember I wrote that internet is changing the business world. This was a one line, and my professor said, "How could you write that? What are the studies behind it? What is the survey behind it?" So PhD gave me that kind of perspective, that you cannot say anything for sake of saying it. You need to substantiate it with proper citations and all those things, and the way you can present it to the broader audience. So that helped me in learning, systematic learning. So that has helped me.
Awesome. Awesome. So another question from Sanjay said, which is, any new ideas in cybersecurity and quantum computing?
Yeah, quantum computing, in my view, is going to change the world as and when it comes, and it is going to change the world in both ways, because it will help all those hackers. It will give them a lot of speed. So a lot of malicious thing can also come through quantum computing. But yes, on a positive ways also, it is going to help people a lot. So I'm very bullish about quantum computing once it comes into the commercial part of business enterprise.
Okay. How much time do you think it will take from now?
I think
Just a guess.
with LLM and all those AI things and all those chip manufacturing and all those things, I think 3-4 years it will come into your business arena.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I do see some other questions, but I also have my own questions, which are again going to be useful for everybody. So I'll hold back those questions as a rapid fire for a little later. Um So, Kamal, let's come back to scaling up of RJ Corp and IT's contribution in it. I'm sure this journey wasn't without challenges, especially in managing change. Okay, so can you share the strategies you adopted in managing change upwards, sideways, and downwards? And most importantly, because a lot of work you did with partners, like how did you manage change with them?
Yeah, so for
Partners.
sideways change, you need to understand, as I said, you need to understand business, you need to understand their needs, and don't say to your business users or to your peers that you are going to implement this technology. You are not implementing a technology, and create this belief system within your team also. Sometimes IT people feel that they are implementing a technology. No, you are not implementing technology. You are solving a problem. You are helping a user. You are adding value to their time. Whatever time they are spending for your business, you are helping them to maximize uh, outcome out of it. So you are helping them to solve a problem. So you are not implementing a technology. So create a belief system within your peers and within your team, so that they don't think that you are coming up with some new technology. So that is one. Second thing, whenever there is a new technology, uh, and many times we don't have the right kind of ecosystem, you don't have those kind of partners. So partners learn along with you. So you need to have patience. You cannot uh, you cannot ask them, you deliver it because I am giving you money, and then you said that you are an expert, don't make mistake, deliver it best outcome first time. It doesn't happen, because partners are also learning alongside. They are understanding your business, they are understanding technology. And partner means you are talking to, whenever you are giving an order, you are talking to the top guy, but he also needs to get it delivered through its team. And sometimes team takes a lot of time to understand, so your partner learns along with you. So you need to have that kind of patience. So I think these two three things are very important while you are delivering your business value through IT.
Yeah. And so, I mean, when I meant partners, I meant your distribution partners, right? Your dealers and all that. So, what are the, I mean, how did you manage change with them? Because you have done a lot of automation
Yeah,
and all
yes,
that there,
same
right?
thing. So when I implemented my distributor management system and my Salesforce automation system, uh, so earlier we were having a very tedious system where somebody needs to upload daily sale and all those things. So it was taking a lot of time, and from a business side we were getting reports maybe after 2 3 days. So I said that why can't we make it real time? But again, 7 8 years back, network was a problem, internet was a problem. So we have created something which works offline, and whenever there is an internet, it starts uploading it. So we works on them. So in fact, I visited distributors, we understood their problem, and we delivered a system which caters to their need. Rather than we implementing a solution for solving my problem or reporting, I said that by giving that system, I am solving your problem. You will get a better stock visibility, you will get all of your sales related reports from the one system. So once you deliver the value, change management becomes easy for me.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I have used this example multiple times. Once we had a similar discussion, and our regional manager, sales regional manager, he was like, "How dare the salespeople not use the mobile Salesforce automation system?" And my answer was that probably it's not giving them value. So let's understand what will give them value. So we sent two business analysts, and their mandate was like, you have to write the billion to the salespeople and just keep observing what they are doing, and understand the pain points. And 2 days later, when they came back, we had a kind of debriefing session. And what we figured out was that the pains that they had were not the pains that we had kind of like built into the mobile system, and we redid the entire thing. But very 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 good takeaways here. So let me again recap it. So sideways, understand your business problems. Don't say you will implement technology. You're solving problems and maximizing the time for your stakeholders. And you have to create that belief system that we are not implementing technology, but we are solving problems. Again, as far as technology partners are there, they learn along with you. You have to have patience. It takes time for partners also to align their teams and to figure it out how to help you. So you have to have patience. And then, coming to your ecosystem, I mean, you have to, get into their shoes, understand what will help them, what will create value for them, and do that, rather than trying to, like, build your own dashboards or actualize your own dashboards. So Kamal bhai, I don't know how 55 minutes went by, how fast, and I'm sure you're feeling the same. So let me straight away dive into, like, it's not. I'm sure not everything is that as hunky dory. I'm sure you have had your own share of failures as well. So maybe uh, one or two of them that you want to talk about, and what you learned from it.
So first thing, I would like to share, in RJ Corp when I implemented ERP. So next evolution for me was to bring a BW system, a analytics system. So I thought that since I have implemented this ERP, so I'll talk to those guys only, and I'll bring that the same BW system. But somehow people were not ready at that point of time, because they were struggling with the ERP. Any ERP, when it comes, for 1 or 2 years, they actually learned about this. They streamline their own processes, and then probably after 2 3 years they go to see the analytics and all those things. So I was ahead of time, because I was coming with the mindset, now we have collected all the data, ERP is there, now user will want analysis. And the BW system, which we thought that it will help me, or help my users, was very cumbersome at that point of time. Technology was not evolved, and I'm talking about 2010 2011 types. So I brought BW. I brought good consultant, big four consultant, but that project failed. That project failed because, one, we were ahead of time. We never thought that what users want, and we try to give them, assuming that it will be easier for them, and they will take it, but they could not take it. And that project failed at that point of time. Same project we did after 3 4 years with a better technology, with much preparedness this time, and now that project is running successfully. So that was one of the learning for me, that understand your users well. Second was, again, when we were implementing distributor management system and Salesforce automation system. At that point of time, this Android phones were not there. So we have started using Windows C handheld devices. Those were costly devices, or those were bulky devices. We thought that we will help sales people with all those reports and all those, they can take sales order through that device, but that device was bulky, the device was slow, and management was also not willing to spend 40,000 rupees for a device. So initially that project also failed. Later on, we realized that yes, it is not adding the value. So we moved to the Android system when Android came. Uh, uh, at that point of time, the problem was there was no mobile device management system at that point of time. So we had tied up with a startup. We asked them to create a MDM for Android, and they created it with us. And then we did the same system with Android device this time. So Android device, the company provided them. It was sleek, and people were able to use it, and the same system worked successfully after that. So these were the two
Oh,
failures and the lessons which I learned.
I think I would, rather than failures, I would call them as innovators' curse. At least the second one of them, because I remember the first mobile Salesforce system that I did was on Symbian OS of Nokia,
Yeah.
and that failed miserably again, because of the thing that, iOS came immediately afterwards, Android came in immediately afterwards, and that system became obsolete very very soon. So I think I'm done, Kamal bhai, with my questions. I have some rapid fires, and I see some rapid fires from the audience also. Now this is a small, I would say, thing for you, that try to answer in maybe one or two sentences, and then we will do a wrap up. We'll go probably 5 minutes over, if that's okay with everybody, to take it to the logical conclusion. So I hope you're okay with that, Kamal bhai.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Sure, sure. Okay, so we have one question from Prabhakar V. He says, with more and more automation in delivery, how do you see the roles of teams evolving?
Yeah, it is evolving. It is becoming more collaborative. Earlier we used to feel that only IT people knows the technology. Now everybody in the organization knows the technology. So IT people need to be aware and beware of these things.
Correct, absolutely. Amarinder has asked a very easy question to you. Please share about your topic theme of the PhD and some of your takeaways from it. I think you shared the takeaways, but you can talk about the topic and theme.
Yeah, so I worked on a hypothesis that within the organization, flexibility wins. And in order to have a flexible organization, you need to have a flexible IT. You cannot be a very rigid in terms of IT. So you need to have a flexibility in IT. And what are the different components of flexible IT and how you can create a maturity model of IT. So I have created actually a IT flexibility maturity model, which organization can use for their own purpose. In fact, in our organization, we are using it.
Awesome. And there's one comment from Praveen. I think this was about his question. He says, good response, being proactive, being sought after. I like that. Not believe in firefighting. I think this was the question that he asked about, like, IT people are always involved in firefighting. And the fact that you said that we should always be proactive. Yeah. Okay. So I know on this point, I just want to share one very funny anecdote, but that is something that has helped me always in my professional life. So I used to be a service engineer, and we used to have this old Khatara Tata Mobile, which we used to take to the field to service these excavators. And at that point in time, Tata vehicles used to lose their wheel alignment very easy. Okay. So I was marking something as I was going from one side to another, and then this pothole came on the way. Okay, and then the left wheel went into the pothole, and the wheel alignment got kaput. And then I had to actually take it to a dealership workshop, and that means we lose one day of work. So in the evening was our ritual to call up the boss, and I called my boss and I said, boss, for tomorrow, whoever you have given an appointment, please. At that time, that used to be the way, because we didn't have mobile phones. I would call up the boss will call up the customer, and then we'll schedule the appointments that way. So I said, tomorrow I can't go to the site, मुझे workshop जाना है गाड़ी लेकर के. I said, what happened? I said, sir, the wheel alignment got missed. How did that happen? Sir, I was going on the road, and suddenly this pothole appeared, and my left wheel got into the pothole. And this guy, wait. The pothole didn't come suddenly. Okay. The pothole was bloody already there. Okay. He said, "Tune sala achanak dekha." You saw it suddenly, not that pothole came. And I think, in this question, Kamal bhai, I think, it's so apt that those potholes are already there.
Yes.
What can go wrong? You can already see if you have that mindset, and if you wear those lenses, you will, because the problems don't come suddenly. They always give out symptoms, right? They always give out some indicators. If you are smart enough to read those, you will not get into firefighting. Just to aid that discussion. Okay. Maybe before I wrap it up with you, Kamal bhai, and I do my quick wrap up. 3 things that a leader has to stop doing to make space for his own growth. Again, from your experience.
See, I always say you delegate your work, but delegate, don't delete. Many times, what leaders do, they delegate the work and they delete it from their own, own task list. You delegate, but you are responsible for that work. So you need to keep monitoring. So delegate, don't delete. This is my first principle, that how you need to empower people. Second thing, don't micromanage. Believe in the intelligence of your people. If they are not intelligent, it is also your fault, because you have hired them. So if you have hired them, believe in that. Don't do micromanagement. And third, make a trust within your team. Team should come to you as a respect, not because of your chair. They should come to you because you know something. You can solve their problems. If they come to you with a problem, try to solve their problem. Don't say that this is your work, why you come to me, I can't solve you. So they should respect you, not because of your chair, but because of your knowledge. These are the 3 principles for me.
No, very important. Delegate, don't delete, don't micromanage. And team should come to you not because of your chair, but because they're going to get help from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kamal bhai, any reverse question for me?
So I want to ask you a little difficult question for you. Since we both come from a very beautiful hill town, but our irony is that we have to leave that beautiful hill town and we have to work in polluted cities from those less polluted hilly areas. So in your view, what could be done in those areas so that people like us who love their hometown, they can go there and work, and or how IT can solve this problem?
Oh, I mean, this is something that I keep thinking about quite a lot, Kamal bhai, because I tell everybody that, if there was somebody in Dehradun, who would hire, I mean, Dehradun or Ranikhet, Nainital,
Yes,
who would hire me at even half the salary, I would go there.
yes, yes. I am ready for one third
Um,
also.
no, absolutely. I mean, I just came back from a trip to Uttarakhand, and I really feel that that's an opportunity which is not leveraged. I mean, if you see, Uttarakhand is no less than any of these hilly countries like Switzerland, or like even like states like Montana and all that, right? So and those are industrially very developed. So I think the thing that I have seen, which we were missing, why the Uttarakhand movement happened, is because sitting, as you rightly said, sitting in Delhi or Lucknow, you cannot anticipate or even comprehend the problems of the hill. So there are a number of things that we can do. One is to make living easy there. I mean, I see that like people live in temperatures of minus 30 degrees overseas, because the way the living has been designed, I mean, you don't lose the comfort. So if we can do some of that here, and but we definitely need money. So we have lots of Uttarakhand has probably lots and lots of expats, who are living elsewhere. But that's something that we can think of. And I think the other thing is, like, having these industries which are, you know, industries like BPO or IT industry. In fact, just yesterday I was telling somebody that, if given a chance, I would like to open an IT company in Ranikhet with, let's say, 100 people. And, people will love it, actually, because, we don't have a problem of network anymore. The living will be cheaper. The environment will be very clean. Probably the only thing that we talked about was, like, during the cold weather, how we are able to sustain that life. So there were some thoughts. I still keep thinking about it, and maybe we will have a separate discussion on that. But thank you for that question. You touched a chord somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me do a quick wrap up. I know we are 7 minutes late, so I'll try to do it in the next 2-3 minutes. So early on, Kamal sort of understood value of the value of user experience, and learning and getting on top of things to gain the trust and respect of your people. Um, Again, we talked about, like, how to be an entrepreneur. So it was, don't be an order taker. You must understand the business and business strategy. Don't do, I think it came multiple times, that don't do technology for the sake of technology. It should be, we must focus and we must build a culture of solving problems and not doing technology, right? Again, another focus that has been coming, right from Kamal absorbing a lot of books at an early age, is learn, 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 and then even doing PhD and many other things that he does. And he does a cross learning across, from his non-work related initiatives into work and vice versa. I think the theme here is learning. Learn continuously, and not just learn, but also try to apply that in different areas, right? Um, the other thing, some of the other takeaways are, yeah, giving back to the community, whether it is marathons or whether it is PhD. Uh, Give back to, not only give back to the CIO community, but then also, like, work on the larger community initiatives like Pahad. Very important message that came out was that life is a whole. There is no separation between work and life. Take it as a whole and in your mind first, and then you will see that the work-life maximization starts happening. Again, how you maximize the work life is delegate, uh, get to an outcome-based working. How, where, and when doesn't matter. Okay, you have to empower people. You have to have tolerance for mistakes. You have to hire good and intelligent people. Don't manage them. Uh, Resolve the disagreements with by making people commit, hearing all the sides, but then coming to a decision, and then making everybody commit to that decision. And that's how you basically maximize your delegation, and that's what frees up your time for everything else. Create a culture of delivery. Lot of rapid fire questions. So some takeaways from those rapid fire questions were, one was about the firefighting. It's like, and I gave the analogy of potholes. The potholes are already there. If you don't have a keen eye for them, if you are not able to anticipate them, you will get into firefighting. So very strong message from Kamal bhai that anticipate problems rather than solving them, and don't get into that hero this thing of like that I'm here to solve your problems. No, you should be solving the problems before they become problems, right? um, yeah, again, there were some learnings from the mistakes or from the failures. Very aptly, there are some things that we end up doing ahead of time, and there are some which are innovators curse, that before the technology matures you do it and then you fail, but then of course you have the learnings to apply later on. So I would say, great discussion. Again, something that I keep getting accused of, Dr. Kamal, that I go, out of time, but then, I don't want to miss out this opportunity of getting those golden words. Guys, I'm standing in the guilty box. But I hope you enjoyed the discussion and you enjoyed the learnings that Dr. Kamal Karnatak shared with us. So thank you all the audience for attending and engaging. And Kamal bhai, this a lot of people actually watch the recording. So I must thank all of those who are watching the recorded version as well. So enjoy your family time, enjoy the weekend, and thank you, Kamal bhai, for joining us on Clarity Chat today.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jagdish, for giving me this opportunity. I hope that I would able to add some value to your clarity chat, and hope many people will get some lessons out of it. And so, because I have also seen a lot of clarity chat videos in recording mode, and I learned a lot. So hopefully, people will see it as a recording, and they will also learn.
Oh, no, absolutely, absolutely. I must tell you, Kamal, that this is one of the very very learning, I would say, session for me myself. In fact, the one that you mentioned towards the end, it actually hit me hard, and I'm sure Sumit is smiling out there when you said don't delegate, don't delete. I have sometimes that habit. So so that's one personal learning I'm going to take away from me, and I know Sumit is going to have a good laugh at it. Because I do keep delegating stuff to him and I keep forgetting it, and then later on, like we are discussing it. Anyway, so not to
And
belabor it
then
further.
you have a very good comment from Amarinder. If you can play that.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So Amrinder says we can do chai versus Patiala peg, but we cannot do ground realities versus timeless wisdom. Absolutely, bang on, Amrinder. That's well summarized. We need to listen and re-listen to the basics to imbibe them. This episode of Clarity Chat does that when it comes to the CIO role. Learn business, be proactive and anticipate, deliver business value, be invisible but the glue enabler, and the rest falls in place. Some great insights, learn on how to learn, the very powerful trigger to do the PhD, and very fascinating topic of the PhD itself. IT to I think the entire comment has not come here.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Very well
Uh,
summarized by.
yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Amrinder does this golden thing. The only thing is that generally it comes a little bit after we have finished we have hit the end button. But thank you, Amrinder, for sending it this time, and we could play it before. And thank you, Kamal, for reminding me. Hey, thank you everyone for joining this 116th Clarity Chat. And thank you, Dr. Kamal Karnatak, for being with us and sharing, your experiences. Again, a lot of what Dr. Kamal, shared with us today is not in the books in a formal fashion. That's why I call it the art rather than the science. The science is all written. The art is something that cannot be written. And we are still in that stage where the whole world of IT management is moving so fast. The technologies are moving so fast that it's hard to capture and codify the art of the management of technology so well, and that's where Clarity Chat tries to add value. So thank you everyone. Thank you, Dr. Kamal, for being with us today. And on that note, bye everyone. Enjoy your weekend.